Good morning and welcome back to Mobility Matters. I'm your host, Javier Betancourt, Executive Director of the Citizens Independent Transportation Trust, or CITT. We're the quasi-independent agency of Miami-Dade County, charged with overseeing your half-penny sales tax for transportation. We are being broadcast live out of these beautiful studios here at Miami's community newspapers, our producer and our wonderful partner in this endeavor. So thank you to Miami Community News. So one of the things we do at the CITT, of course, is we work with other transportation partners. There are many here in Miami-Dade County, from the Department of Transportation and Public Works to the Florida Department of Transportation and Tri-Rail. But one agency I have not yet had the pleasure of having on our podcast is the Greater Miami Expressway Authority, or GMX. So here to learn a little more about GMX, and in particular about a couple of wonderful programs that they manage, is Jennifer Dardes. Jennifer, welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's a pleasure of having this opportunity here and being able to represent the GMX agency. I'm always up for promoting our Road Ranger program and our traffic operations, just to bring knowledge to the general public.
Thank you. And Jennifer, your title there is Traffic Management Center Manager. So what does that entail?
That's a variety of things. Essentially, I am in charge of the operation program, which entails 14 individuals or dispatchers. And this is a 24-hour operation. So we're in charge of ensuring the safety and mobility of the general public and keep the traffic flowing safely. Disseminating information to the general public by posting dynamic messaging signs for awareness, coordinating with other agencies like Florida Highway Patrol, FDOT, Florida Turnpike, and also on the side, also managing the Road Ranger program. So I've got about 30 Road Rangers at the moment. And, drivers are also patrolling 24/7 year-round, and they're checking for crashes, disabled, any debris in the area. And we're communicating back and forth the Traffic Management Center with the Road Rangers via 2-way radio. So it's a direct communication for rapid assistance for any motorists that need assistance.
And let's take a step back, because I think we jumped right into those programs. Let's start first with what Greater Miami Expressway Authority is and what you manage.
Well, I manage, how I mentioned, the traffic.
Or what does manage? Which highways?
Okay, great. Excellent question. So we have 5 roadways. In no particular order, we have the State Road 924, the Gratney Expressway, the State Road 112, the Airport Expressway, 836 Dauphin Expressway, 874 Don Shula, and 878 Snapper Creek.
So by and large, the east-west highways in Miami-Dade County.
Correct. And Dauphin Expressway is the busiest roadway in Dade County.
I think we can all attest to that. So on those highways, you run these 2 great programs. So the Traffic Management Center, let's start there. So this is a facility, I imagine, where you have personnel observing the conditions of the roadway, and they're able to then kind of manage situations as they arise, whether it be accidents and whatnot.
Correct.
Talk to us in more detail about what that center does, really.
Sure, yeah. We are co-located with FDOT and Florida Highway Patrol, so it's kind of an in-house fishbowl type of thing. Okay. We have various cameras to monitor, roughly over 100 cameras. Wow. So these operators or dispatchers are constantly monitoring cameras to detect these incidents, to quickly dispatch the Road Rangers to be able to assist.
And you said you have a number of Road Rangers, I imagine divided equally or equitably, we'll say, between the different highways. And so how many at any given time, or on any particular highway?
Yeah, so how I mentioned, we have 5 GMX highways, and we currently have 6 Road Rangers that patrol the roadways, either at a beat or a zone that they each have, either point A to point Z, and also a additional Road Ranger that patrols system-wide. So generally 7, more or less, Monday through Friday, and the 6 24/7.
And what are some of the services that they provide?
They will help out if you have a flat tire. Okay. They provide a jump start. They could even give you fuel, minor repairs. We also have different trucks. We have a pickup, and we also have a tow truck. So if you're broken down, we could take you to the nearest shoulder or the next exit for safety.
Wow. And all this, I imagine there's an enormous charge to it, right?
No, this is, it's an honor to be able to provide the motorists the services. It's free of charge.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. So a little free fuel, a little free, charge if your battery's out, or a tow to a nearby facility. So that's a great service. If someone is in need of that service, in an emergency, how do they call for it?
That's a great question, and not many folks are knowledgeable with this. There's a lot of signs on the roadways that say star 347, and that's actually, if you dial that star FHP, that connects you straight to Florida Highway Patrol, and that call taker grabs that call and directs you to the correct agency, whether it's GMX, FDOT, or Turnpike, etc. So they'll facilitate that call to the agency, and then the dispatcher will communicate that information to the ranger so they could respond.
Star 347.
Correct.
Excellent. No phone number. That's the easiest way to go, right?
That's the way. Star 347. Yeah.
Excellent. And is there information on your website or perhaps social media that you could direct people to?
Yes, we've got gmx-way.com for the website, and for social media, GMX Agency. So
at GMX Agency, right?
GMX.
Across the social media channels.
Correct.
And it's good to follow the agency, I imagine, so you can be, aware of any notifications that go out. I imagine if there are traffic incidents, those things are pushed out on a regular basis.
Absolutely. We're always promoting our services and disseminating information to the general public, typically if we have any new traffic advisories, different patterns, and stuff.
Okay. Now, one thing I've been curious about, at least on the Dolphin, I know you have those red striped lanes, for lack of a better term, in the shoulder.
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean, and those are for buses, right? So that when traffic gets to a certain point, the buses could go around.
Yeah, let me elaborate on when you mentioned buses. So we have a partnership with particular buses. So I've seen all types of buses jump on there. And it's actually meant for Miami-Dade Transit.
Right.
So we have a Dolphin park and ride by near the Dolphin Mall. You hop on there, and it kind of helps you facilitate to the to downtown area quicker if the traffic, morning rush hour or afternoon rush hour drops under 35 miles per hour. That bus will jump on that red stripe left shoulder. We also have a partnership with FIU, but it's not a regular school bus or Greyhound
your VW
buses.
camper van. No.
Right.
Now, what I was curious about is if somebody does require, an emergency stop, flat tire, whatever the case may be, they may still use that shoulder, right? They're not prohibited from going in there.
That's correct.
Okay.
That is typically a left shoulder, and that is utilized for emergency stops as well. What we do is the Traffic Management Center is constantly monitoring the cameras. So if they do identify a vehicle on that left shoulder, they'll pick up the phone and call MDT, direct communications to let them know, hey, make sure your bus doesn't get to that route.
Right. Now, to the extent possible, I would imagine it's safer actually to try the right shoulder, if you're in an accident. But if you happen to be in the left lane and you can't come across, it's available.
And we'll dispatch our drivers, our road rangers as well, to try to relocate whatever's on that left shoulder, whether it's a debris, a disabled, to that right shoulder.
How many calls a day on average do the road rangers get?
I don't have that information on top of my head, but we
You stay busy, I imagine.
Yeah, we handle roughly 2,000 events a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, 2,000 divided by 30. Okay,
Yeah.
we could get to that.
We could get to that, yes.
So that's a lot. And more now that more people will learn about the program, presumably.
I hope so.
Okay, so we kind of jumped into what you do. Let's learn more about you. How did you come to work at GMX? What's your background?
I studied at St. Thomas University, and I got my bachelor's in criminal justice. And I was in the path of going to law school. I actually did 2 years of law school, but something derailed me, and I began working for GMX, which back then was formerly known as Greater Miami-Dade Expressway Authority. And I just started as a regular operator, did my time, excelled from operator to lead operator, supervisor, senior supervisor. All in all, I've done 18 years with the project, and I'm officially part of the agency.
So you started when you were 10. That's amazing.
Pretty much.
Is it considered a state agency? This is considered, I know, certainly a public sector job, but has ties to the state, or what's?
I'm not too sure about that, but I know that we get state benefits, but that this is a private sector.
Okay. Yeah. And I imagine from time to time you're out hiring road rangers or people even to work at the Traffic Operations Center. Any current opportunities people should be aware of, and if so, how do they apply? Yeah,
we have consultants to provide these work.
Okay.
So you just have to apply to the website of the consultant for the operation portion or for the road ranger services.
Interesting. And what kind of background do people typically have, to be a road ranger, for instance? Is it?
Well, for both operator or road ranger, we definitely require a clear, squeaky clean background, no felonies involved. And you need, for road ranger services, you need at least 5 years of experience for towing services. Some minor mechanical work.
Okay, well, I guess I don't qualify. Not because I have a felony, but mechanical work is certainly not my my bailiwick. Excellent. So you went to St. Thomas. Are you from Miami?
Yes,
born and
raised. Yes.
Yeah. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Monsignor Edward Pace High School.
Excellent. And you stuck around, and it's good to see Miami people stay, especially those with talent, because we tend to lose some. But then, I find they always come back.
They always come back. That's true.
You miss the sunshine and the beaches.
Yeah, you leave because of the traffic, but always come back for the traffic.
The thing about traffic is you find it everywhere.
That is true.
I think people don't realize how bad some of these other cities are. And then they don't offer great services like GMX's Road Ranger.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a wonderful program, honestly. We're just trying to strive for safety and mobility to get these folks to their destination as safe as possible.
All right. So folks, again, if you're not interested, if you ever have an issue on any of these highways, and I have to give GMX credit, by the way, because you do an amazing job at maintaining those highways. You could always tell when you're in a GMX highway versus another one. They're usually very well landscaped and very well maintained, and now you have these additional amazing services. So if you ever have any issues, again, that is, and I already forgot it, star
347.
347. I'm going to write that down somewhere in my car because you never know. So are there any particular, experiences that you're aware of that kind of stand out? Like, someone who's, I don't know, in labor on the side of the road that your rangers helped out? Anything? Any kind of neat stories?
We did actually have that happen. It was, I don't know why I remember this, but this was several.
It's hard to forget something like that, right?
This was probably over 10 years ago. There was a couple en route to the hospital, I believe, to Jackson, and this was 836 eastbound just before 57 Avenue. There was morning traffic, peak hours, and it was bumper to bumper, and they pulled off to the right shoulder. I've had all my rangers there, fire rescue en route, and the baby was born on the Dolphin Expressway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So they will help you refuel, charge your car, tow you somewhere, and deliver your baby.
That's incredible.
That's
excellent service.
That's excellent service. All with a smile on their face. Anything else about the Traffic Management Center or about the Road Rangers you'd like to discuss?
Just want to highlight a little bit more on the Road Ranger program. Just kind of educate the general public. If you have a fender bender and you're blocking a travel lane, please get to the shoulder. It's very dangerous, and rangers are there to assist. And for whatever reason you don't want their assistance, if you're on the shoulder, they'll hang out in the back and provide some maintenance of traffic or some MOT with those orange cones, and they'll light up their arrow board, kind of display an arrow to move over, to inform the motorist that there's a hazard on the shoulder. But we're out there willing to help. Their rangers are trained to maintain a calm, professional demeanor and helpful, clear communication at all times. And our drivers approach every situation with empathy, and this kind of reassures the distressed motorists in difficult situations. So we're there to help.
Wonderful. So folks, you heard it here. GMX doing a great job. Wonderful programs like the Road Rangers. So do avail yourself of that if you ever need to. Hopefully you don't. And with that, Jennifer, I'd like to thank you for being on the program. And you're welcome back anytime if you have anything new to discuss. Anything on the horizon that you're working towards? Any new programs?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
No, we're just working day to day, and we have an ongoing construction project with the Miami Signature Bridge. So I'm looking forward to that, the completion and more visibility for our roadways.
We all are. Well, thank you again for appearing on the program. Thank you for what you do. Thank GMX for what they do to help people move in our community.
Thank you, Javier. That's a pleasure.
Thank you. Folks, that's all the time we have here for this episode. Please come back every other Thursday, 9:30 to 10:30. You could find us on YouTube and all of our social media channels. Again, you could also learn more about the CITT at our website, miamidade.gov/CITT. See you next time.